Whether you call it a veranda, piazza, stoop, or porch, these appendages to our homes can have a positive impact on our family and community. It doesn't have to be fancy or huge to be a welcoming respite away from the chores, homework, and television. Make it as comfortable as you can and invite the kids and hubby outside for a change of scenery and a bit of togetherness. And include the neighbors if you're feeling up to having company. This is the 10th and final episode in the Blueprints for Building Your Spiritual Dream Home series. If you've missed any of the previous episodes, I hope you'll take the time to go back and listen, starting in your podcast app with How to Build a Godly Home, Choosing the Right Location. But the very first episode, Open Your Blueprint, can only be found on my website at carolroper.org. Today, I'll share about one of my favorite amenities a house can have, the front porch, and why it can be one of the most important rooms in your home. Welcome to the Kitchen Table series of the Building Strong Homes podcast, where faith meets family in practical ways. I'm your host, Carol Roper, former home designer turned encourager for women who want homes rooted in God's Word. Think of these episodes as a cozy chat over coffee, helping you build a spiritual home that stands strong. So pull up a chair, friend. It's time to start building. No front porches. My uncle says there used to be front porches, and people sat there sometimes at night, talking when they wanted to talk, rocking and not talking when they didn't want to talk. My uncle says the architects got rid of the front porches because they didn't look well. The real reason, hidden underneath, might be they didn't want people sitting like that, doing nothing, rocking, talking. That was the wrong kind of social life. So they ran off with the porches. Ray Bradbury, from his book Fahrenheit 451. Fireflies, family, and the front porch. This is the substance of my childhood. As we played in the yard on summer evenings, catching fireflies, the adults sat on the porch watching, laughing, and swapping stories. Reminiscing about those days stirs a pleasure within that reminds me of the beauty of home, particularly one with a front porch. When my husband John and I bought our first home, I was smitten by its generous craftsman front porch. Built in the days before television, it was wide enough for several rockers and deep enough for a swing, allowing neighbors to come and sit a spell on summer nights. John and I spent countless evenings after work observing the activities of our little town from our perch on the porch. Because our home sat only a few feet from the sidewalk, neighbors and friends would often stop and chat as they passed our house during their usual evening walk. I loved inviting them to sit and swing for a bit while we talked about local happenings. It was my favorite place to be, a place of respite and release. Oh, the stories that front porch could tell about community and family and gathering. Nowadays, many homes are built with just a stoop. Many modern communities feel a porch is no longer necessary, a thing of the past. After all, we barely know our neighbors. Pulling into our garage after a hard day's work and closing the door behind us doesn't allow for much socializing. Although that statement is mostly true, it doesn't have to be. Nothing brings a sense of welcome to a home like a front porch, especially one ample enough to accommodate those we hold dear. When John and I built our final home, I wanted a big front porch that could embrace anyone who wanted to laugh and visit and talk, one with lots of rockers and a swing. I also wanted a big back porch with a table where we could sit and eat dinner in the evening and laugh and eat and talk and swing. So we built those porches and have enjoyed bringing loved ones, friends, neighbors, and even some we didn't know onto our porches and shared till our heart's content. Sometimes I'll hear the creak of the chain from the swing while I'm inside and know one of my family members is enjoying the peace from our back porch. The sound lures me out of the house to sit and enjoy conversation with a loved one. Or I'll notice the front door ajar and peek out to find my husband with his feet propped up against a column while he watches the sunset. When we first moved into this home, one of my best friends, Julie, came to visit. As she was stepping off of the front porch onto the sidewalk below, she looked out at the expanse of sun and deep blues and purples in front of her. Big Sky, she said. You should call this place Big Sky because of its beautiful, unhindered expanse of sky. I think of that every time I look out across the front porch and see a stunning sunset. Like watching the master artist paint his glory across the horizon. I feel closer to him in those moments, and I'm filled with peace. So whether we entertain others, sit in silence and enjoy the peace and quiet, or linger long over a good meal, a porch is something that this designer believes should remain a part of our homes. It allows us a comfortable respite away from the TV and chores that need to be done inside. It gives us a sense of community, whether it be with our family or God. And that's something that doesn't just belong in the good old days. Here are today's blueprint tips. Number 1, share some favorite porch stories with your children. Kids love hearing stories from your childhood. For example, when my husband and I were dating, his parents would take their telescope out on the front lawn and we'd sit on blankets looking at the stars. Number 2, does your home have a porch? If not, is there a spot around the outside of your home where you can create a welcoming place for family and friends? Number 3, take it outside. Now that spring is just around the corner, plan on having dinner outside and talk with your family without the TV. Or invite some friends over for a cookout and watch the sunset. It's a great way to relax and connect in a different space. For further ideas on how to build community, even if you don't have a front porch, check out Kristen Shell's blog, The Turquoise Table, or Emily Freeman's book, Simply Tuesday. If this episode encouraged you, share it with a friend who's looking for a way to connect with her family. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode filled with practical tips and biblical encouragement. And don't forget to visit carolroper.org for the first episode of this series, Open Your Blueprint. You can find the link in the show notes. I'll be taking a short break for a few weeks to rest and plan exciting new content. When I return, we'll have inspiring guests and fresh solo episodes to help you keep building strong homes rooted in faith. In the meantime, I hope you'll get caught up on any episodes you may have missed. Every house and porch has a story to tell. Let's make ours bring happy memories for loved ones and friends. Until next time, don't give up, especially if your porch has seen years of neglect from lack of use. Don't give in and keep building strong. Remember, your spiritual dream home is being built one faithful step at a time. Thanks so much for listening.